Welcome to Metal Planet, a place where every metal and hard rock subgenre is celebrated, from mainstream to underground bands. My name is Max Gray. If you wanted to hear about this week's new releases, you came to the right place, so buckle up, I got you. The Italian hard rock band Hell in the Club will drop on November 7th the record Joker in the Pack. This album marks an important lineup change for the band. Until last year, Hell in the Club was fronted by the male singer Dave Morras of Elven King, but he was recently replaced by the female vocalist Tetsi Person. When comparing the band's newer and older songs, you can see that she brings a different kind of energy to the table. Her vocals are in a more radio-friendly style. The instrumental side of the band has also undergone an evolution. The melodies and riffs are now even more in the forefront in the band's sound than they were before, and the production is glossier than in past releases. Joker in the Pack will certainly usher a new era for Hell in the Club. While the previous record contains material with an accessible sound, this next one is going to have a sound that is a lot more underground and brutal. The new glorious Depravity opus Death Never Sleeps will be an old-school death metal masterclass for fans of Vader, Deicide, Monstrosity and Cannibal Corpse. The album was mixed by the producer and recording engineer Joe Cincotta, who mixed and produced the last Obituary album Dying of Everything from 2023, and who worked with the band Suffocation a number of times in the 2000s and 2010s. Death Never Sleeps will be notable for its songs played at breakneck speeds, and for the performance of the drummer Chris Grigg. His blast beats and double bass drumming are quite fierce and intense. Just try the track The Devouring Dust, and you'll understand what I mean. The third and fourth albums I'm gonna talk about today are by hardcore bands. Agnostic Front and Drain will respectively release next Friday Echoes in Eternity and Is Your Friend. Although those two formations are from different eras, Agnostic Front was founded in the 80s while Drain started to release its studio albums in the 2020s. Both bands have a sound that is relatively similar and that could appeal to the same fans. Agnostic Front and Drain release energetic tracks that often have a short run time. The singers of both bands have a distinct voice that is hoarse and somewhat high-pitched. A kind of street attitude emanates from their songs, and the music of the two formations feature vigorous hardcore riffs that wouldn't be out of place in a metal album. Next up we have Words of Indigo, the upcoming LP by the Italian formation Novembre from the city of Rome. The album's release will coincide with the 35th anniversary of the band's foundation, when it was originally known under the Catacomb moniker. The record will present music that is mainly a blend of gothic and progressive metal, but compared to other gothic metal albums, Words of Indigo will not have a sound that is really dark. It will have a more ethereal atmosphere and a dreamy soundscape that is the result of the combination of smooth vocals, with a guitar playing that puts more emphasis on single notes than power chords, and a presence of some keyboard sounds. With its gothic grey atmosphere, Words of Indigo comes at a perfect time for the month of November, pun intended. Although stoner rock is a music genre that is prevalent in the US, there is also a vibrant stoner rock and stoner metal scene in Europe. That's something I discovered while creating content for this channel. Bogwife is a band from that European scene. It is based in Denmark, and it will release in a few days the album From Ashes. Songs from this one, like the title track and Shivering, have enjoyable riffs that are reminiscent of the guitar work in the albums Master of Reality and Volume 4 by Black Sabbath, two of the most influential templates of the stoner genre. In addition to this music style, there will also be in From Ashes psychedelic, blues and doom flavors that I think all fit well together. Next up we have an album by Alcatrazz, a band from the 80s that has included several influential musicians in its ranks over the years, like the guitarists Yngwie Malmsteen and Steve Vai, and the singer Graham Bonnet. Those three musicians are not in the band anymore. The formation currently features the guitarist Joe Stump, another renowned shredder known for his skills with a fretboard, and the vocalist Giles Lavery, a singer originally from New Zealand. Presented as a studio album, Prior Convictions will consist of 9 re-recorded Alcatrazz songs that originally appeared on the band's first 2 albums, and 2 new tracks titled The Transylvanian Requiem and Stand and Wait Your Turn. Albums featuring re-recorded material are often divisive among a band's fan base. I guess we'll see if this one is embraced by the Alcatrazz fans or not. Finger 11 will soon make a studio comeback with Last Night on Earth, the band's first album of new songs in more than 10 years. The singer Scott Anderson said in an interview that despite some industry trends favoring the release of singles and EPs, the band members were adamant to release a full-length album. They took their time during the creative process of their new record to achieve the desired results, and still according to him, he couldn't be happier with the way the album turned out. The record's first 2 singles are certainly interesting. Adrenaline is probably the formation's heaviest song in many years, while Blue Sky Mystery is a cool collab featuring Richard Patrick, the frontman of the band Filter. The record explores topics like creative renewal, personal growth, and perseverance, all themes that currently resonate with the members of Finger Eleven. It's now the time for my recommendations of the week, the albums that I recommend the most this week. I'm gonna have 2 recommendations today. The second album I recommend the most is May the Bridges We Burn Light the Way, a modern melodic death metal album by the Finnish band Omnium Gatherum. I feel that the band's new songs have an immediate presence. They feature many characteristics that I like in metal music. They have a good balance between heaviness and melody. The rhythms are dynamic, the keyboard player has a presence in the mix, and the guitar solos are flamboyant. Also, the vocals of the singer Jukka Pelkonen have a grain that works well with melodic death metal. Apparently, the singer Bjorn Spidstrid of Soulwork co-produced the vocal recording sessions for the album, so I'm not surprised that the vocal production turned out to be good, considering his experience. While many melodic death metal bands have changed their sound a lot over time, it seems that Omnium Gatherum will continue to do what it does best with its new album, pure melodic death metal comfort food. The album that I recommend the most this week is an intriguing release by Cold Steel. The band's upcoming album, Discipline and Punish, will be in the crossover thrash style, a hybrid genre that blends elements of thrash metal and hardcore. This new release will contain thrash metal riffs and drumming, along with the hardcore breakdowns and vocals. Depending on which parts of the songs, sometimes it's thrash metal flavors that are going to be more prevalent, while in other parts it's a hardcore vibe that will be in the forefront. I particularly like the band's intense vocal delivery and the razor-sharp riffs. Discipline and Punish is backed by high-profile artists. Cold Steel previously opened for Trivium Live, and the Trivium frontman Matt Heafy advised the members of Cold Steel during the pre-production process of the record. To produce the album, they teamed up with Arthur Risk, known for his work with Soulfly and Blood Incantation. Like his other productions, he gave the new Cold Steel songs a sound that isn't synthetic and that retains a certain grittiness. I've got 4 more albums for you before we wrap up this video. The first one, Rust and Bones, will be a death metal album with an old-school death metal sound by the veteran German band My Darkest Eight. It will feature a production style that is not too polished and not too raw, perfect for the style. On the other hand, the second record will have a different aesthetic. The Only Heaven You'll Know by the post-hardcore ensemble Caskets from the UK will have a more polished commercial sound, but it will still contain heavy breakdowns. Fleshwork by Pupil Slicer will be a collection of 9 abrasive tracks where the vitality of metalcore and the unconventionality of mathcore collide. Last but not least, the influential guitarist Slash of Guns N' Roses will drop on the same day live solo album, live at the Serpent Festival. This last one will feature blues covers and will consequently have a sound that is bluesier than the material Slash usually plays with his main band. So that was the list for this week. Tell me in the comment section what are your most anticipated albums of the week. If you like to discover new heavy metal and hard rock albums and like to stay up to date on the new releases that come out each week, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more heavy music related content. Thanks for watching the video, I appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!